Hi Aries, this is your horoscope for October 2023. Thanks for joining me. We've got a lot of stuff coming up in October. It's the month of eclipses. On the 14th of October, we have a solar annular eclipse. And then on the 28th of October, we have a partial lunar eclipse. Eclipse season is really important because the effects of an eclipse last for about 6 months. So this is a big month coming up. I'll go through the key things that are happening for you in October to see how things will influence you. So the first thing, on the 5th of October, we have Mercury, the communication planet. That's direct at the moment, so that's a really good sign because it means communication is easy. It's not as easy to make kind of little mistakes here and there. And it goes into Libra on the 5th of October 2023. You as an Aries, Libra is the sign that opposes you. You're the first sign of the zodiac. Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac, so it's 180 degrees different. So Libra is about connection, it's about relationships, it's about compromising, and it's about overcoming obstacles with other people. And your sign of Aries is much more about fire, passion, independence, doing things on your own. So with that Mercury shift into Libra on the 5th of October, you'll notice that October is a month where you find it much easier to see the other person's point of view, to kind of reach an agreement, and to do things as a team. So that really helps and supports you. On the 9th of October, we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity. That goes into Virgo. And for you, Aries, that's good in the sense of it will help you to organize your practical circumstances. Information, if you need to make sense of that, that'll go very nicely. If you've got a lot of paperwork to do, if you need to, I don't know, get in touch with some sort of institution, deal with bureaucracy, get your taxes done, anything like that. Venus in Virgo is often associated with the nurse, as in, I see that you have a cut on your skin, I'm going to put a bandage on it in order for it to heal. So it's about doing things in a practical sense that will create more order and structure in your life. So with both of those shifts here in October, for you guys, Aries, that's a very positive thing. The next day, on the 10th of October, we have Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, death and rebirth. That's in Capricorn, and that's been retrograde for a while. That goes direct on the 10th of October. So you'll notice that it's much easier for you to make changes in your working life, in your practical circumstances, and that the circumstances around you are kind of pliable and adaptable. You can make changes if you feel the need. So all of those things, order, being able to work well with other people, and restructuring your life, all of those are within your scope. So I think in October, here in the first 10 days, you feel massively empowered. You feel like, hey, anything I want to alter, I can. So there's a sense of freedom and fun even associated with that. On the 12th of October, we have Mars, the planet of drive and masculinity. That goes into Scorpio. So when it comes to your relationships now in a formal setting, so you as an employee in some sort of a company, or working in a community, or being part of some sort of organization, a group, Mars in Scorpio, back in the day before Pluto was discovered, Mars used to rule Scorpio, and I've always been kind of a little on the fence about that, because Mars is the ruler of Aries. It's your ruler, right? So in Aries, it's able to get things done and to move forward. In Scorpio, it kind of is forced to dive to the depths to get to the root core issue so that it can be identified and then healed. Now, this happening in the sector of your kind of relationships in a working sense, you may find it quite uncomfortable, because if things are being done that aren't 100% on point, or that don't necessarily make sense, you're going to be on that like white on rice. You will really say, hey, something's off here. And then that's going to prompt you to say something. So it depends on your situation. If you're in a position where if you identify an error and you bring it up and then it can be rectified, which is as it should be really, then things will go well and you'll be able to sort out extra errors. If you're in a situation where you are working with other people, but you've got absolutely no say and whatever you discover is just brushed under the carpet, then that's going to be super frustrating for you because you're likely to get things right. So if you see something is erroneous, you will want to bring that up and have it corrected. So if you don't get an opportunity or a chance to actually do that, pay attention to that, because that kind of means that you're in a situation where your gifts aren't being used and you're kind of wasting your time. On the 14th of October, we have this big thing happening. So it's a new moon in Libra. So the sun and the moon conjunct, moon goes dark and it pulls lots of energy in. But it is also a solar annular eclipse. So the moon moves in front of the sun. So the moon is between planet Earth and the sun. And it's going to cover the sun, but not fully. There's going to be a kind of ring of fire around it. And that happens in Libra. So as far as you guys, Aries, are concerned, it's about pulling this new energy in and being more focused on your relationships and how you can maintain good relationships, how you can start new ones. And that's relationships in all sense. So formal relationships through work, personal relationships, romantic relationships. So for the next 6 months, that's going to be quite it's going to be in the top 5 of your priority list, I would say. So if you're in a relationship already, how do I improve this? How do we bond and strengthen it? If you're single and looking for a relationship, then it's how do I connect with people and get things moving here? So in terms of relationship, the rest of the year and early into 2024 looks really good. On the 22nd of October, we have got Mercury, the communication planet, going into Scorpio. And it joins your ruler, Mars, in Scorpio. The transiting midheaven is around as well, and so is Ceres. They're all in Scorpio. So by the end of the month, Aries, you're going to be very intuitive. That sense of I'm spotting something that doesn't quite make sense, that gets even stronger. So make sure that you have the freedom to kind of express yourself and to share your own ideas. And again, if you find that no one listens or no one's particularly interested in what you've discovered, then you may be in the wrong organization or group. On the 24th of October, the sun goes into Scorpio as well. So happy birthday, Scorpios. The sun is what you're striving towards. It's kind of what makes you feel empowered and in control. And with it going into Scorpio and leaving Libra, the focus isn't on surface level, or well, not surface level, but the focus isn't on compromise so much in forming relationships. Now, what makes you feel empowered is getting to the truth. So you've replaced the diplomat with the detective, right? And it's like, I want to get to the root cause of things. So again, that can be problematic if you're in a situation where no one wants to hear what you've got to say. If you're working intuitively, if you're a healer, if you have a strong spiritual practice, if you play music, all of those things are massively supported by the sun in Scorpio. And if you've been, if you are a creative person and you've found that things have dried up lately, with the sun going into Scorpio, that emotional side of things is really accessible and you'll be able to get new insights and new information. Finally, on the 28th of October, we have a full moon in Taurus. So the full moon is when the moon lets go of its energy and it showers us with its energy. So we'll get a lot of Taurus here. But it's a partial lunar eclipse. So again, the effects will be felt for about 6 months. And this full moon happens for you in Taurus. And it's very much about what ideas do I have around my income, about my circumstances. Am I satisfied with them? Am I not? And then that sun in Scorpio, it'll bounce off that and give you real understanding of this is what fits me, this is what no longer fits, it needs to be adapted. So the full moon in Taurus for you is going to give you understanding about the way you create an income, your practical circumstances, where you live, how you live, your daily routine, and you're able to understand what works and what doesn't, and have scope then for the next 6 months to adapt that and to change it. So Aries, I think October is a super productive month for you. It's all very practical. It's about sorting things out, connecting with other people and getting yourself to a position that feels stronger and the work that you're doing is more accurate. So if you've got a lot of work on, great, you'll be able to get that done. If you are looking at making changes in that area of your working life or your relationships, great, you'll be able to do that. I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with here in October. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading, the button that says book your reading. Click on that to order a reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all 4 things to answer any questions you have. So if you are interested in that, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing October, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.